round one, maybe get.
All right, everybody, here we are with round one of One Piece Store Regional Championship at Illustrious Cards and Games. Like I said, my name is Zemanon. Our co-cast will be joining us next round, but for the time being, it's going to be a solo cast here in this first round. So there were, I believe there was over 600 people that attempted to enter the lottery to play at the store championship today, and only 64 of those players were able to register for the event. So should be a really stacked event. Looks like our first matchup for round one is going to be a Rob Lucci mirror match, and I think it's good to get this out of the way early so we can kind of see how this matchup will work. There's of course, just like every deck, but especially within Set 7's new leader Rob Lucci, there is not one exact way to play. You know, there's a lot of within your 50 card deck in the Rob Lucci deck, you can have a lot of variants. So I'm excited to see if these players are going to have if they're going to have some different deck lists, and the amount of card counts on certain cards are definitely going to be different. But Samba's going to start first turn with the Spandam Searcher, finding the 2K in Khalifa. So that is great for them, gaining one more CP character as well as a potential 2K. But Rengoku will be able to get the first turn Eni's lobby set up, which is absolutely huge for them here. Being able to consistently every turn lower the cost of one of your opponent's characters by two, just for free essentially, because the stage will be on there and there's no way to remove the stages. So Spandam's gonna swing 5 into the leader, gonna blow the Kaku to keep the life. 5 life leaders as well, since it's a mono-colored leader. Rob Lucci means that this match can probably take a little bit longer than some of the fast-paced action you're used to in some of the previous sets, especially set 6, where a lot of the top leaders have 4 life. So this matchup might be a little bit longer here with the 5 life on each side. You can see the blocker Sabo and 8 cost Sabo were two cards that Rob Lucci milled from his leader effect. For anyone who doesn't know, leader effect on Rob Lucci: when attacking, trash the top 2 cards from your deck and give a character on your opponent's side -1 cost. So really wants to fill up the trash as much as you can with Rob Lucci. Then playing 3 cost Brook, a card from EBO1, which on play and when attacking, give one of your opposing characters -1 cost, then KO a 0 cost card. So as you saw, the only option there was to KO the Spandam, since he was a 1 cost, making him 0. That is the 5 cost blocker Sabo, one of the best cards Black has available, and I not just in general, in a vacuum, it's a great card. Draw 2 cards, trash 2 cards from your hand, and then all your characters on your side of the field are immune from KO abilities until the start of your next turn. But specifically in this Rob Lucci mirror match, absolutely crucial, because both of you have the same game plan with the same leader. You're both going to want to KO your opponent's characters, and Sabo just completely shuts that off for a turn. So deciding to trash the Rebecca has ways of maybe getting it back, or doesn't even need it because you have your blocker Sabo. You can put the Rebecca in the trash. Now it's on to Rengoku's turn here, playing a 5 cost blocker Sabo of his own. These are not the only 2 Sabos you can see this entire match here in round 1. This is a very important strategy to your team, because now that Sabo is protecting his Brook as well, compared to Samba's Sabo that's not actually protecting anything else from being KO'd. So Brook swings 5 into life. Samba's gonna take that hit, takes the Lucci hit as well. So Samba really valuing gaining card advantage early on, sacrificing 2 life to get more cards in hand here. Knowing you might have to catch up, or even just trying to find your Enies lobbies to catch up to what Rengoku has on his side. Because you have a Brook that lowers things by 1. You have Enies lobbies lowers by 2. Rob Lucci leader also lowering. That's four cost every single turn available on Rengoku's side that Samba does not have the same access to right now. To be was a 4-3 life lead for Rengoku, but he did just take that swing from Rob Lucci in that hit, so he goes down to 3 life. Sabo swinging 4-7 into the other side will get blocked by the opposing blocker Sabo on the other end, and then placing 2 cards in the trash to block at 8. Rebecca is the choice for Samba. You can take a 3-7 cost character from your trash, put it back into your hand, and then separately play a 3 cost or lower card from your hand. So one of the big combos you can do when your trash gets up filled very, very high is you get Rebecca to bring the Spandine back into your hand, play Spandine, and then have Spandine return 3 CP cards so that you can play Rob Lucci from the Spandine. It's not something we're going to see here, but that is a very strong ability that you have access to. And then, of course, you can combine Gecko Moria with the Rebecca as well. So a lot of replayability from cards in your trash when you play Rob Lucci. Just because you're using, just because they go to the trash does not mean that they can't come back. Rob Lucci swing is able to get KO the Sabo on Samba's end. So you look at this board position. Excuse me, the 8-drop Sabo is able to KO the 5 costs on the other end. So Rengoku having a much stronger board position right now with 3 characters on his side compared to Samba with a just blank character area. They both have 3 life, but there are 3 characters on Rengoku's side. He's also separating the CP cards from the regular or other. Pio is really smart as a Rob Lucci player because there are certain cards like Khalifa and Kaku and Spandine that can only specifically interact with CP cards in your trash by putting them back into the bottom of your deck. So you want to make sure how many CP cards you have available to you compared to the general amount of cards you have in your discard pile or your trash there. So both players should be at over 10 cards in their trash. Right now, as you see, the Tempest Kick was just played on Samba's end to draw a card and then give something -2 cost on the other side of the field. Tempest Kick is or -3 cost, excuse me. Tempest Kick is a phenomenal card. It's almost like Rob Lucci doesn't even miss Great Eruption being banned because the requirement to get to 10 cards in your trash, once you do, it's actually a better Great Eruption. You draw a card and do -3 instead of -2. But Samba's going to have to try to establish a board here, or at the same time, establish your own while KOing the characters on Rengoku's end. Plays a second Tempest Kick. So this 8-cost Sabo that was just played last turn is just a 2-cost card. Now, if he can find another way, since the 5-cost Sabo was played the previous turn, there's no way to protect these cards. Now, the Suru will give -2 to another card if that is towards the Brook or the Sabo on his end, if you can find a way. Looks like they're deliberating. Yes, which it was towards, and that will be a full board wipe on Samba's end. So he was not too scared of what was going on here. Instead, we'll just completely clear everything out and still 3-3 in the life total. So now Rengoku's the one that has to respond. But inherently, by having the Enies Lobby stage on the field, Rengoku significantly higher amount of Don or cost minusing every single turn. Going to use that first Don of the turn was for the Tempest Kick to draw a card, give something -3. Looks like he's deliberating if he wants to use his second 9 Don remaining here. kind of going back and forth. You see 8 Don kind of separated by itself. It makes you think that a potential Gecko Moria is in hand, but no, playing 3 for another Brook. Brook does the -1. The prior -3 from Tempest Kick makes Rob Lucci a 0, and Brook gets to KO that 4-cost Lucci essentially for free. Now you have 6 more Don to work with. You can potentially play a 5-cost Sabo blocker, or maybe even a Borsellino or a Rebecca to have a blocker on board and gain a card from your trash. You can see just how many cards Rengoku has in the trash. That there's a lot Rengoku can do with these 6 Don available on his end. Has not tapped the Enies Lobby either, and has not attacked with Rob Lucci yet either. So still a lot going on. Might as well play another Brook. That's the 3rd Brook from EBO1 Rengoku's played this game, getting KOs every single time. So getting a lot of value out of that card. Big swing from Rob Lucci. Samba takes it, goes down to 2 life in that spot. So I believe it is still 3-2 advantage for Rengoku right now. Samba on his 10 Don turn, seeing 1 taken out for Spandam, trying to search for a CP card of some kind. Looks like it is the Kaku. Kaku has the ability to KO a character if you put some CP cards back from your trash into the bottom of your deck. A second Spandam here, so playing 2 searchers on the same turn. They are also 2K counters in hand. So it's so important for Spandam to find those 2K counters if you're feeling threatened. If Samba is worried about a bunch of swings in the following turn, some heavy attacks, those 2K counters can be used as both CP characters in your trash, but also helping you at life. So it's going to be 6K swing at life into Rengoku. Takes that hit, goes down to 1 card remaining there. Looks like he's trying to figure out where he wants the minus to go. It is, of course, 2 of the same Brooks on the field right now, so it effectively doesn't matter which one he wants to choose. But remember, he still has 8 Don available, so 8 Don in black decks is a terrifying position to be in if they play the Gecko Moria. But it looks like Samba is not going to go for that play this turn. Instead, going for the Khalifa on his turn, spending 4 Don to gain 2 cards in hand, trash 2 more, potentially trying to get rid of maybe some dead weight cards without counter, finger pistol as well, not necessarily needed in this situation when there's just so many other options for Samba to go for. There's the Spandine 3-cost card that you can put back 3 CP characters, 3 CP cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to play a CP card on the field rested. That is the Rob Lucci, double KOing both of Rengoku's Brooks on this turn. And just like that, with 10 Don, Samba goes from no cards to 5 characters on the field. So a very strong turn. Sure, the Spandams are not likely to be attackers since they're really searchers and have such low strength and such low power. But still, you never know how close this game can be. You might be able to attach some Don to the Spandams and try to get extra swings in. Tempest Kick goes towards Rob Lucci, making it a 1-cost character right now. Enies Lobby into the Khalifa, making that a 2-cost. So those surely are the 2 higher priority targets for Rengoku to deal with as they have the highest power on the team here, or on the board, I should say, and a Rob Lucci of Rengoku's own playing in response. You see, the leaders are both Rob Lucci. They're both playing, presumably, 4 Rob Luccis in deck. This is a Lucci on Lucci match, and it's very much considered, this new Set 7 leader, one of the best leaders in the game. So it will not be the last time we're going to see a Rob Lucci here at the Store Regional today. And it's just such a strong deck with many tools to its disposal. Rob Lucci leader swings into life on Samba's end, but gets blocked out by the counter in hand. Then the Kaku on Rengoku's end is going to be able to trash a Spandam by returning 2 CP cards to the bottom of Rengoku's deck. Looks like a pass after that. So what can Samba do? He had 5 card characters at the end of last turn. Now it just goes down to 2. Just like that, Rengoku getting a lot of the pressure on Samba's end. We're about halfway through round 1 as well. I don't think this will go to time, but in case it does, we'll discuss the time rules and anything that will happen that turn. Finger Pistol getting the KO on that turn. One of the events that not every Rob Lucci plays because it's situational. But in this situation, in the late game, very important to be able to KO the Rob Lucci without having one of your Luccis to spare if you don't have them in your trash or in your hand at the perfect time. Kaku played on Samba's end there, but still feeling good with the 2 life on Samba's side, but just immediately knows that Kaku's gonna get KO'd in that position. So what can Rengoku do? Has already tapped 5 down from that Kaku, putting 5 more onto the Rob Lucci leader, forcing Samba to take that card, going down to 1 life remaining for each of them. Samba might want to try. You can potentially have 3 swings on this turn. So it depends on how many cards Rengoku has in hand, how much counter Rengoku has in hand as well. You can see Samba has actually separated the Don into different piles. It's a common strategy among One Piece players, knowing you can put certain, make sure you have your mental math in the best spot, knowing what type of Don you're going to need to swing with certain characters and how you can try to win the game. Tempest Kick brings the Kaku down to a 2 cost. Spandon's going to swing here in this slot, going at life, so Rengoku's going to have to give a couple of cards if he doesn't want to give up the hit. Takes the life, 7 at life, and 8 is the counter on Rengoku's side. Rob Lucci KOs Kaku on the other end. He knew he couldn't. Very unlikely to get the game there with that last 4 remaining. Don on Spandam, if you swung at 6, it's very likely Rengoku, who would have 2K counter in hand, to get out of it. So just plays the Rob Lucci, clears the board, and now Samba potentially 1 turn away from winning. Rengoku does not have any rush, most likely, in the deck. The rush is not a very common available card or archetype in black, so you only have 1 swing this turn with the Rob Lucci. Rengoku has to deliberate all of those cards in the trash, all of that Don available to you. What can you do to make magic happen and not lose the game on the crackback next turn? The Ennis Lobby goes -2 towards Rob Lucci on the other side, and he plays Rebecca. So that's 4. You have 6 Don remaining. Get a card from your trash, a 3 to 7 cost anywhere there. You might value potentially a 2K more than an actual body being played. Oh, it looks like he's gonna bring the Rebecca back, actually. So we're gonna go back on that. Rob Lucci swinging 5 at Spandine. Samba delivering. That's a big hand size on Samba's end, so there is a chance you could save that card. He's going to look and see what, now that he knows Rengoku had a Rebecca in his hand, he was willing to play this turn, wants to look at the discard pile, wants to see what they're up to, what they want potentially to get back from the Rebecca. Do they want a Rob Lucci? Do they want a just 2K counter or something? So now it's finally time for Rengoku to play that Rebecca from his hand, putting 6 down remaining. He's already swung with the Rob Lucci that got countered out into the Spandine. So you have 6 Don remaining. That could be a potential. It's important what card he gets back. On this turn. Maybe even do your own Spandine into Rob Lucci play, but looks like if that is available on Rengoku's end. There's a Rob Lucci going back into hand because Rebecca can only play a 3 cost or less. You can get a 3 to 7, but you can play the 3 costs. And just spending 4 Don to just hard cast the Rob Lucci, put 3 cards back to the bottom of your deck to get that KO. Now he has 1 blocker. Rengoku has 1 blocker going into this next turn. Samba has 10 Don available and 2 swings. 1 from the Spandine, where he has to attach 3 Don at minimum. You could go higher, just try to get the cards. It looks like there's 2 cards in Rengoku's hand. So if you do a 7K swing, you force the block out, and then put the rest of the Don on Rob Lucci. There's the fist bump. Samba gets the win in game 1, in round 1 of the One Piece Store Regional Championship at Illustrious.